So prototyping, right? And a lot of inventors, entrepreneurs even get hung up a lot with prototyping. And they think, gosh, I have to get a prototype built before I can even start, speaking with a patent attorney, before I can start even thinking about doing getting rights protected. And what I tell inventors is there's a balance. If your invention, if you're not sure your invention will work, okay, and maybe you're not in the same industry, you don't do this for a living, the invention is sort of outside of your daily norm, then that may be a very good reason, right? You don't need to even know if your idea, your concept will actually work, and you're still not at that, what I call proof of concept phase. So if you need to get to that point, to just prove it to yourself that this invention that you've come up with will work, I agree that a prototype is required, right? Some effort must be made to get to that point where you're like, yes, this is awesome. This is working the way I want it to. And so if you can do that on your own, great. If you do need to bring someone else in, maybe because of the types of materials that are being used, your background in actually fabricating or getting dirty and getting your hands involved in building something just isn't up to par, then you need to work with a third party. And there are a lot of really good designers, prototypers, and companies, and I was going to hopefully have some of them on today as guests. So we'll have to wait till next week to get them on, and how to do that. So I would say, when possible, you want to try to make sure that when working with third parties, try to keep them geographically as close as possible. Within the same state is great, because you want to make sure that if there is an agreement, which there should be, so that anything you discuss is going to be confidential, it all stays within the same state, okay? And you can enforce something if for some reason, heaven forbid, this third party decides to breach the contract, and let's say, expose your invention or try to monetize or commercialize it on their own, you'll have the ability to, readily within the state enforce that contract under your own state laws. Outside the state, right now, you got to think about different state laws, and then even outside the country, and now you're really risking a little bit, right? If you're talking about having to enforce a contract overseas, let's say in China or Korea or Japan, so any other country, that is very challenging, right? So you want to be careful at who you're working with and helping get a prototype started. So if you are past that phase, if you're certain that even if you can't actually build it, you don't want to put the money down to build this invention, but either through your own experience or just through your own, economical, structural knowledge, that this is going to be workable, you could actually build it, you can and should move forward to the patent process to try to secure protection. And as I go through in a lot of my other, presentations and online YouTube videos, I highly recommend hiring a professional to do a patentability search and give you an opinion on, hey, should I even file? So before you rush and just file something, get that search done to do it right. But don't stop just because you haven't built it yet. In some cases, if you're able to describe it in words and through pictures, you have got an invention, and you've got enough for us to be able to do a very good search and provide a great platform to write a solid patent application.